With so many different dieting trends out there in the mainstream, online, and all over, it could be very difficult for an average individual trying to lose weight or get fit to choose and adopt an effective diet plan to achieve their goal. From my experience as a certified personal fitness trainer and nutrition coach, effective weight loss is 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. Now, because nutrition does have the most significant impact to your weight loss success, that's the reason why in this video, I will cover the basic principle of healthy nutrition from understanding the dieting pyramid hierarchy. And it really doesn't matter if you're trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight or gain muscle mass. And it really doesn't matter if you are in a keto, a vegan, or paleo diet or any other type of diet out there. The key principle to any dieting success is achieved when you understand how to implement the dieting pyramid hierarchy. In general, with the hierarchy, your calorie balance is the most significant and it's the foundation in which all other components are built upon. Your food composition is the second of the pyramid and it highlights how your overall daily calories should be composed. With respect to the protein, your carbs, and your fats that do make up those calories. Macronutrients is the third within the pyramid and it deals with the amount of macros to consider towards your healthy diet. Meal frequency and timing is the fourth, and as it implies, is the frequency and timing for which to consume your set calories within a 24-hour period. And last of all is your supplements or supplementation, which stresses on the various supplements you can consume to optimize your healthy dieting. When thinking about the hierarchy and its order of priority, the calorie balance component generally makes up for 70% of the hierarchy, while food composition and macronutrients make up for 10% each, respectively. And meal frequency and timing and supplements make up for the remaining 5% each. Because calorie balance is the most significant and makes up for 70% of the hierarchy, I will only focus on explaining this component on this first part of this YouTube video. I will cover the remaining parts of the hierarchy, which only makes up for the remaining 30% on the second part of this video. So let's get to it. Calorie balance is the foundation of the dieting pyramid hierarchy, and without it, any healthy dieting plan will fail. Before moving forward on your healthy dieting plan, it is important you understand about your total daily energy expenditure, which is your TDEE. Your total daily energy expenditure is a calculation of the total amount of estimated calories your body burns daily. After you know the value of your total energy expenditure, then all you've got to do is determine your caloric state. Calorie balance primarily focuses on three different states, either a negative state, a neutral state, or a positive state. You can only be in any one of these three different states at a time or dieting period. When in a negative state, it means you are in a caloric deficit for weight loss. And when in a neutral state, it means you are in a caloric balance for weight maintenance. And when in a positive state, it means you are in a caloric surplus for weight gain. Before you decide to move forward and put yourself in any one of these states, it is important to briefly understand what is a calorie and what is your total daily energy expenditure. A calorie is a form of energy measurement, which is equivalent to the energy needed to raise temperature of 1 liter of water 1 degree Celsius. Your total daily energy expenditure is the total estimated energy your body burns in a day. Your total daily energy expenditure is based on your metabolism, which is calculated by multiplying your unique basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR, to your corresponding level of activity factor. Your basal metabolic rate represents the number of daily calories your body burns when at rest. It's the number of calories your body needs to accomplish life-sustaining functions like breathing, circulation, cell production, and processing of nutrients. Your BMR is dependent on your gender, your weight, your height, and age. The formula that I use, because it is considered the most accurate for calculating your BMR, is the Mifflin-St. Jeor equation. And when calculating your BMR, it is different for men and women. For men in pounds and inches, your BMR is equal to 4.536 times your weight in pounds plus 15.88 times your height in inches minus 5 times your age in years plus 5. For women, your BMR is equal to 4.536 times your height in pounds plus 15.88 times your height in inches minus 5 times your age in years minus 161. The activity level factor used to determine your total daily energy expenditure is a range from 5 different values that do represent a person's ideal weekly activity level. If you are sedentary with little or no exercise and work at a desk job, you should use a 1.2 multiplier or factor. If you are lightly active, say you perform light exercise 1 to 3 days per week, you should use a 1.375 multiplier. If you exercise moderately, say 3 to 5 days per week, you should use a 1.55 multiplier. And if you're very active, performing heavy exercise 6 to 7 days per week, you should use a 1.725 multiplier. And if you are extremely active, say you perform very heavy exercise, or you have a hard labor intensive job, or you are training twice a day for 6 to 7 days a week, then you should use a 1.9 multiplier. Now, if you don't want to go through the process of calculating your own total daily energy expenditure, no worries, because there are so many different calculators that are readily available online for you to calculate your own BMR as well as your total daily energy expenditure to save you the time. Among the various sites online, the site that I use is tdeecalculator.net. I will include the link below. But moving forward, to understand how the equation applies to the calorie balance component of the diet and pyramid hierarchy, as an example, let's take a 40-year-old male named Jack and a 35-year-old female named Jill as our virtual models. Jack is 6 feet tall and weighs 170 pounds, while Jill is 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 210 pounds. Jack has struggled most of his life being a hard gainer and wants to gain 25 pounds of muscle mass, while Jill believes she's overweight and wants to lose 40 pounds of body fat. In order to determine Jack and Jill's total daily energy expenditure, we must first determine their BMR. For Jack and Jill, we convert their height to inches. So Jack's height equals 6 feet times 12 inches per foot, which is equals to 72 inches, and Jill's height equals 5 feet times 12 inches per foot plus 9 inches, which is equal to 69 inches. After putting the values into the equation and calculating, we see that Jack's BMR equals 1,719 calories and Jill's BMR equals 1,712 calories. The next step is figuring out Jack and Jill's total daily energy expenditure. And by doing so, it will allow us to have a baseline for Jack's positive state on how many calories he will need to surplus in order to gain 25 pounds. And with respect to Jill, her negative state of how many calories she needs to deficit in order to lose 40 pounds. To calculate their total daily energy expenditure, we simply select and multiply a corresponding level of activity factor that fits their weekly routines. So for Jack, we can assume he's moderately active by exercising 3 to 5 days per week with a factor of 1.55. And for Jill, we can assume she's lightly active by exercising 1 to 3 days per week with a factor of 1.375. After multiplying their BMR to each of their corresponding level of activity factor, Jack's total daily energy expenditure equals 2,664 calories, and Jill's total daily energy expenditure equals 2,354 calories. Now, because Jack and Jill have figured out their estimated total daily energy expenditure, their journey to achieving their fitness goal is a whole lot easier moving forward, because they only have to now determine the path and speed to travel in order to ultimately arrive at their weight gain and weight loss destination. So, with Jack being a hard gainer with a goal of wanting to gain 25 pounds of muscle mass, he needs to now determine how long he wants to achieve his weight gain and how frequent he will switch between being in a positive state and also being in a neutral state. And for Jill, wanting to lose 40 pounds of body fat, she also needs to determine how long to achieve her weight loss and also how frequent she will switch between being in a negative state and being in a neutral state. Once Jack and Jill are able to define how long to achieve weight loss, weight gain, or weight maintenance, and how frequent to alternate between their neutral to either positive or negative state, they will know exactly how much total daily calories to consume and when to recalibrate those total daily calories to account for instances they will experience plateaus, which enables them to optimize and accelerate their respective weight gain and weight loss goals. In general, it takes 3,500 calories to equal 1 pound of body weight or body fat. So for Jack, we could assume he's considering gaining 25 pounds either maybe in a month, in 2 months, or 3 months. So if he decides 1 month, which is approximately 30 days, he will need to consume an additional 25 pounds of body weight during that entire 30 days, on top of his 2,664 calories of his total daily energy expenditure. So for the entire 30 days, he will consume 3,500 calories per pound times 25 pounds, which is equal to 87,500 calories, and dividing by 30 days equals 2,917 calories surplus per day, which yields a total daily consumed calories of 2,917 plus the total daily energy expenditure calories of 2,664, which is equal to 5,581 calories daily. If he decides to gain his 25 pounds in 2 months, which is approximately 60 days, he will need to consume the 3,500 calories per pound times 25 pounds, which is equals to 87,500 calories, and dividing that by the 60 days will equal 1,458 calories surplus per day, which yields a total daily consumed calories of 1,458 calories plus his total daily energy expenditure calories of 2,664 calories, which is equal to 4,122 calories daily. If he decides 3 months, for that entire 90 days, he will consume 3,500 calories per pound times 25 pounds, which is equals to 87,500 calories, and dividing by 90 days equals 972 calories surplus per day, which yields a total daily consumed calories of 972 plus his total daily energy expenditure calories of 2,664, which is equal to 3,636 calories daily. For Jill, on a required caloric deficit to lose her goal weight of 40 pounds, the general rule for any individual when thinking of healthy weight loss is to consider losing 1 to 2 pounds of body fat per week, which is equivalent to reducing your weekly consumed calories by 3,500 to 7,000 calories. However, depending on the original amount of excess body fat you have before starting a diet, will allow you to reduce your weekly calories even more to lose from 3 to 5 pounds of body fat per week. Jill now has a guideline for deciding how long to achieve her 40 pounds of weight loss. Because for her to lose the 40 pounds at 1 pound per week, which is equals to 40 weeks, it would take, about 280 days, which is approximately 10 months for her to lose those 40 pounds. At 2 pounds per week, equal to 20 weeks, equals to 140 days, it will take her approximately 5 months to lose that weight. And at 3 pounds per week, which is equals to 13.3 weeks, equivalent to 93.3 days, it will take her approximately 3 months to lose those pounds. And at 4 pounds per week, equal to 10 weeks, equals to 70 days, it will take her approximately 2.5 months to lose those 40 pounds. In order to determine which total healthy daily consumed calories Jill should select from the options of weekly pounds of body fat deficit, she can now subtract each daily calorie deficit from the value of her total daily energy expenditure of 2,354 calories, which was obtained from the calculation of her basal metabolic rate. So, at 1 pound per week or 500 calories per day deficit, it means the total daily calories she can consume is 1,854 calories. And at 2 pounds or 1,000 calorie daily deficit, she can only consume 1,354 calories. At 3 pounds, she can only consume 854 calories, and at 4 pounds, she can only consume 354 calories daily. From the 4 different options of Jill's daily deficit in consideration, only 2 can really be selected as healthy within her estimated basal metabolic rate of 1,712 calories. Because, her basal metabolic rate is the calories required for her to accomplish life-sustaining functions like breathing, circulation, amongst other vital functions. So, at 1 to 2 pounds of body fat loss per week, Jill's total daily consumed calories of 1,854 to 1,354 is within her estimated BMR of 1,712 calories. But at 3 to 4 pounds, Jill's total daily consumed calories of 854 to 354 total daily calories could pose a significant health risk. In fact, according to the American College and Sports Medicine, recommends that women should not consume fewer than 1,200 calories daily, and men shouldn't consume fewer than 1,800 calories daily. However, with the numerous dieting plans in the mainstream, some advocating 600 to 1,000 daily calories, I will advise you to consult with a physician before considering starting a diet plan that is less than 1,000 total daily calories. Now, since Jill has defined exactly the range of how much total daily calories to consume and how long to achieve her weight loss, the final step for her is to determine when to alternate between her negative state of a caloric deficit and her neutral state of a caloric maintenance. This process is essential because it accounts for the unavoidable setbacks and challenges Jill will experience during those moments. Her weight loss will plateau, which ultimately affects the momentum, the enthusiasm, and motivation to achieve her 40-pound weight loss goal. So, for that reason, Jill should include some contingency or rationale into her 5 to 10 months plan for her weight loss. The general assumption of most individuals when they conceptualize the sequence of gaining or losing weight, it's perceived in a constant linear ratio of weight loss or weight gain over time, when in reality it's more on and off, analogous to how you frequently drive a car, where you can slowly accelerate or decelerate to maintain a certain speed limit for a period of time, then slowly accelerate and decelerate again to a different posted speed limit. During the process of a weight loss plan, the greatest decrease in weight is predominantly within the first 30 days. Then a period that could range from several weeks to months of a straight plateau line. Then another period of a slight decrease of weight loss. Then another period of a plateau line, and so on and forth. That with this ongoing cycle, which can make anybody feel hopeless, is the reason some people get discouraged to continue, then ultimately quit a weight loss plan altogether. Because this ongoing plateau cycle is inevitable and its occurrence will vary person to person in accordance with each person's always changing metabolism, it works to your advantage then for you to anticipate it so you can change when and how it occurs, instead of quitting a dieting plan altogether or losing the amount of weight in 12 months that you could have lost in 3 months. From my experience, whenever I prescribe a customized nutrition and training program to a new client, I assign a range of 1 to 6 alternating negative or positive state cycles to a range of 1 to 6 neutral state cycles within a maximum of 12 cycles. The first cycle is always an aggressive, negative, or positive state to lose or gain the most pounds possible. Then alternate to the second cycle of a neutral state for 15 days. Prior to alternating to the second cycle, it is essential to calculate your new total daily energy expenditure to reflect the new weight loss or gain. Then modify your total daily consumed calories to be equivalent to the required amount for the second cycle. The question mark of the third, fifth, seventh, ninth, and 11th cycle illustrates the unknown number of days at each of these cycles because it is dependent on each individual's mass gain or weight loss goal. For example, an individual wanting to lose 15 pounds in 30 days can have an assigned meal plan with an exercise program or training module to achieve their goal during the first cycle. Then adopt a lifestyle to remain in the second cycle while maintaining that training plan. Or an individual wanting to lose 55 pounds can be assigned an alternating meal and training plan to achieve their goal on the 9th cycle. Possibly losing the 55 pounds in the sequence of 15 pounds during the first cycle, 15 pounds in the third cycle, 10 pounds in the fifth, 10 pounds in the seventh, and the remaining 5 pounds in the 9th cycle. So, for example, with Jill, she could maximize her weight loss if she alternates between a negative and neutral state during 7 different cycles. So, for the first 30 days, she could maintain a negative state, then a neutral state for 15 days, then a negative state for 45 days, then a neutral state for 7 days, then a negative state for 30 days, and a neutral state for 15 days, then finally a negative state for 45 days. Immediately before shifting into a subsequent state, Jill should recalibrate her total daily energy expenditure to account for each current total weight loss on the last day weigh-in of each cycle. For example, under Jill's 9-cycle plan, with the assumption from a starting weight of 210 pounds, it decreases to 198 pounds at the end of the first cycle, then 186 pounds at the end of the third cycle, and to 178 pounds at the end of the fifth cycle, then finally to her goal weight of 170 pounds at the end of the seventh cycle. Her total daily consumed calories for the second cycle will be based on the new total daily energy expenditure calculation derived from her 198 pounds weigh-in at the end of her first cycle. Then the total daily consumed calories for the fourth cycle will be based on the new total daily energy expenditure calculation that is derived from her 186 pounds weigh-in at the end of her third cycle, and so on and forth, until she obtains her final total daily energy expenditure at the end of her seventh cycle. Her final total daily energy expenditure of 2,104 calories is the amount of calories she should consume in order to maintain her 170 pounds during the future months or years until she decides to, implement a different dieting plan. With this approach of utilizing the healthy dieting pyramid hierarchy of calorie balance, Jill's 40-pound weight loss goal is much more tangible and realistic for her to successfully achieve because, one, she knows how much calories to consume, and two, she knows how long it will take her to lose her 40 pounds of body fat, and three, she knows when to switch between her negative and neutral state to prevent instances of plateaus. In conclusion, the calorie balance component of the healthy dieting pyramid hierarchy generally makes up for 70% of the hierarchy. It focuses on how you should balance your daily consumed calories by alternating between three distinct states of positive, negative, and neutral, in which the positive state represents a diet requiring a caloric surplus for weight gain, while a negative state represents a caloric deficit for weight loss, and a neutral state represents a caloric balance for maintenance of body weight. To efficiently adopt and apply the calorie balance component, it's important to understand your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, and your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, in order to determine your daily consumed calorie requirements. It's needed for you to achieve your goal of either weight loss or weight gain. Thanks for watching this first part of my two-part video. I will cover the remaining parts of the diet pyramid hierarchy on the second part of this video, which will be available within 2 to 3 weeks. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And also, if you want to win 3 months of my basic training and nutrition package that is valued at $150, then go ahead and just briefly spend a couple of minutes to complete the Win Online Basic 150 Plan QA form by clicking the link below. Or if you do want to win my 3 months premium training and nutritional package that is valued at $750, then spend a couple of minutes and complete the Win Online Premium 750 Plan QA form by clicking its link below.